everyone, and welcome back to Maid with Perfection. Alright, last time we got taken to this huge estate and became a noble, and we've got a maid named Carolyn. All seems good. Until this one crazy woman thing comes in with is her even crazier maid, and the two maids fight each other. Now we've got a week to train Carolyn to beat the other maid. Alright, here we go. Day 1, Saturday morning. Train first, clean first, rest. Let's clean first. I decided to have her clean first. Carolyn nodded and took up her broom, cleaning the lobby first. Not wanting to get in the way, I rushed back to my room to eat my breakfast and play some video games. I trusted Carolyn to clean everything up with how maids were supposed to keep the house. Day 1, Saturday, afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. I ate it happily, of course, but I knew I had to dictate what she had to do for the rest of the day. I guess I'll have her train? I decided to have her train. Carolyn nodded and went out to the lobby to run the lobby using the stairs. I could hear Carolyn running up and down the stairs to the lobby and paused to do some push-ups or sit-ups to break the rhythm. As they started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner for excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. Today was just so mind-jarring. It was hard to close my eyes. However, I managed to head to sleep eventually. Day 2, Sunday morning. I woke up the next day and stretched, yawning. I looked at the time, 10:30 a.m. As a knock appeared at my door, I looked at my door and said enter, knowing it was Carolyn with food. Carolyn entered the room with a tray covered in delicious breakfast food, and I, of course, ate every last bite with happiness. However, as I finished, Carolyn bowed to me and asked me to instruct her for the day. What would happen What should Carolyn do for the first half of the day? I think I'll have her train some more. I decided to have her train. Carolyn nodded and excused herself, leaving the room. Out of curiosity, I flicked a glance out of my room and looked to see Carolyn practicing martial arts in the lobby. She had moved all the furniture to do her training. It was kind of cool to watch, but I decided to leave her alone. I didn't want to break her concentration if she caught me staring. I looked at the time and decided to wander around the house and explore. I didn't find much, except for a couple of bathrooms, a large dining room, and an equally large kitchen, a pool room, a sauna, and multiple bedrooms. What do you mean by you didn't find much? That's quite a bit to me. I most likely would never get used to how big this house was. Day 2, Sunday, afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. It was perfect, of course. What should Carolyn do for the second half of the day? You know what? She's done a lot of training. I think I'm gonna have a rest. I decided to have her rest. Carolyn nodded and excused herself to her room. I had to make sure she didn't overwork herself. As the day started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. Day 2, done. Day 3, Monday, morning. The morning started with a surprise visit from the man who drove me here. He apparently was an instructor for the maids, and he came for an evaluation on Carolyn. He approved of how clean Carolyn kept the mansion. He had ran his finger on every visible wood and marble surface, checking for dust, and found nothing. Good. I looked at Carolyn, who smiled at me before nodding and watching the man finish his evaluation. For now, she was passing her examination. Apparently, he also knew about the quarrel between Angela and myself. He wished me luck, but reminded me not to overwork Carolyn. I had to remember that. As he left, Carolyn looked to me for her day assignment. I think today I'll have her train, and then clean, and then tomorrow I'll have her rest for one part, and for the next part, I'll decide that when it comes. But for now, train. I decided to have her train first. Caroline nodded and headed to her room to train. Maybe she had some training equipment there. I decided to take a dip in the pool myself. I needed to work out too. As I passed by the door that led to her room, I could hear Caroline punching at some sort of bag or mattress, probably slamming punches for strength and endurance. Nice! Day 3, Monday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Caroline reappeared at my door with lunch. I ate it happily, of course, but I knew I had to dictate what she had to do for the rest of the day. I'm gonna have her clean. I decided to have her clean first. Caroline nodded and took up a bucket of cleaning supplies, focusing on the kitchen. I trusted Caroline to clean everything up to par with how maids were supposed to keep the house. As the day started to end, Caroline fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself, lying by day 3 into day 4. Day 4, Tuesday, morning. I woke up the next day and stretched, yawning. I looked at the time, 9:30 a.m. I woke up early. As a knock appeared at my door, I looked at my door and said enter, knowing it was Caroline. Caroline entered the room with a tray covered in delicious breakfast food, and I, of course, ate every last bite with happiness. However, as I finished, Caroline looked at me and surprised me.
Master, may I ask you something?
Huh? What does she want?
Sure. What's up? Do you like me serving you?
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I like having a maid here? Huh? What kind of question was that? Of course I loved her serving me. Not that she was like a servant or whatever, but she kept the house clean and was fighting to stay with me. She became important to me. I'm gonna say that I like her serving me. Caroline nodded to me, understanding my answer. She was a sweet girl, and I hoped I could have her on my side whenever I needed her. Caroline bowed to me and asked me to instruct her for the day. What should Caroline do for the first half of the day? I'm gonna have her rest for now. I decided to have her rest. Caroline nodded and excused herself to her room. I had to make sure she didn't overwork herself. Day 4, Tuesday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Caroline reappeared at my door with lunch. How she managed to balance everything was a little fuzzy, but I trusted her to do her best. What should Caroline do for the second half of the day? You know what? I'm gonna have her train. I decided to have her train. Caroline nodded and excused herself, leaving the room. Out of curiosity, I decided to find Caroline and watch a bit on how she trained. She had been training hard, and I was curious. She was a soldier after all. Would she be doing laps? Would she be hitting the punching bag? She's doing push-ups. She wasn't far. She was in the middle of the lobby, doing complete sit-ups. Oh, sit-ups. I am such an idiot. She was in the middle of the lobby, doing complete sit-ups on the floor. I could only stare as she continued to pull her upper body off the ground and up before letting it go back down. She was doing this in a tight-fitted corset dress. How? Then I remember that she was a trained soldier. This was probably in her training. I watched she did 10, 20, 30, by 40 she was getting a staggered breath. 50 brought a soft sweat. I had to admire her dedication. She looked so determined to get stronger and better. I felt kind of flattered in a strange way. I decided to leave her alone. I didn't want to break her concentration. As the day started to end, Caroline fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. Let's go, day 5! Day 5, Wednesday, morning. I woke up to hear Caroline knocking at my door. Despite me not doing anything while I lived here other than play video games, I got to sleep a lot. Caroline brought in my breakfast and awaited my instructions. I'm gonna have her clean today. I decided to have her clean first. Caroline nodded and took up her broom, cleaning the bedrooms cleaning the bedroom we were in. I played video games on my bed while she vacuumed and dusted, and I switched to the floor and needed to change my sheets. I trusted Carolyn to clean everything up to par with how maids were supposed to keep the house. Day 5, Wednesday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. I ate it happily, of course, but I knew I had to dictate what she had to do for the rest of the day. I'm kind of debating on whether I should have her train or rest. You know, I think I'm gonna have her train. I decided to have her train first. Carolyn nodded and left me alone with my video games. I could hear Carolyn running up and down the stairs to the lobby and pause to do some push-ups or sit-ups to break the rhythm. As the day started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. 2 more days. Day 6, Thursday morning. I woke up the next day and stretched, yawning. I looked at the time. 10:25 a.m. As a knock appeared at my door, I looked at my door and said enter, knowing it was Carolyn with food. Carolyn entered the room with a tray covered in delicious breakfast food, and I, of course, ate every last bite with happiness. However, as I finished, Carolyn bowed to me and asked me to be an instructor for the day. What should Carolyn do for the first half of the day? You know what? I'm gonna have her train first and then rest for the rest of the day. So, train. I decided to have her train. Carolyn nodded and excused herself, leaving the room. Out of curiosity, I took a glance out of my room and looked out to see Carolyn practicing martial arts in the lobby. She had moved all the furniture to her training. Day 6, Thursday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. What should Carolyn do for the second half of the day? I'm gonna have her rest. I decided to have her rest. Carolyn nodded and excused herself to her room. I had to make sure she didn't overwork herself. As the day started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner before excusing herself. Well, for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. Tomorrow was the last day for her before the fight. Day 7, Friday morning. The morning started with a final surprise visit from the maid, and he drove me here. Inspection time. Oh boy. He was very meticulous in his inspection, finding dust and disorganization in places I didn't even think anyone would care about. I looked at Carolyn, who kept her eyes to her feet and chin. I bit my lip. Maybe I should have had her clean sometimes. Oops. He looked at me before shaking his head and looking to Carolyn.
I'm sorry, but you have failed your duties. I'm afraid I'll have to send you back to the academy for more training.
I understand.
Darn it! Wait, what? This was for real? She was getting taken away! Carolyn sat, heavily turned away from me and headed to her room. I walked to follow, but the guy who had given me the declaration stepped in front of me. Before I could even blink, I felt something sharp pierce my neck like a mosquito with a giant sucker. I stared up at the guy as he held something against my neck, trying to make out words he said as my head began to spin.
I guess the middle class cannot participate in this experiment.
The next thing I knew, I blacked out and awoke in my old house in my bed. I looked around, wondering why I was sleeping and what day it was.
What happened?
I looked at my phone and saw the date. What the? I swore that time sped forward a week. What happened? I tried to remember what had happened the past week, not remember ever going to work, but as I tried to dig through my memories, I came up with nothing. It was like there was a void in my brain, a week-long void. What happened? Bad end, messy ending. Aw, man! I got a bad end! Alright, we're gonna have to start this over. Alright, let's start from day 1. First, I'm gonna have her clean. I decided to have her clean first. Carolyn nodded and took up the broom, cleaning the lobby first. Not wanting to get in the way, I rushed back to my room and eat my breakfast and play some video games. I trusted Carolyn to clean everything up to par with how maids were supposed to keep the house. Day 1, Saturday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. I ate it happily, of course, but I knew I had to dictate what she had to do for the rest of the day. Alright then, train. I decided to have her train. Carolyn nodded and went out to the lobby to run laps around the lobby, using the stairs. I could hear Carolyn running up and down the stairs of the lobby and pause to do some push-ups or sit-ups to break the rhythm. As the day started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. Today was just so mind-jarring. It was hard to close my eyes. However, I managed to head to sleep eventually. Day 2, Sunday morning. I woke up the next day and stretched, yawning. I looked at the time, 10:30 a.m. As a knock appeared at my door, I looked at my door and said enter, knowing it was Carolyn with food. Carolyn entered the room with a tray covered in delicious breakfast food, and I, of course, ate every last bite with happiness. However, as I finished, Carolyn bowed to me and asked me to instruct her for the day. Would this happen every day? What should Carolyn do for the first half of the day? You know what? I think we're gonna go on a cycle here. Let's see how that goes. Rest. I decided to have a rest. Carolyn nodded and excused herself to her room. I had to make sure she didn't overwork herself. I looked at the time and decided to wander around the house and explore. I didn't find much except for a couple of bathrooms, a large dining room, an equally large kitchen, a pool room, a sauna, and multiple bedrooms. I most likely would never get used to how big this house was. Day 2, Sunday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. It was perfect, of course. What should Carolyn do for the second half of the day? I'm gonna have her clean. I decided to have her clean first. Carolyn nodded and took up her broom, cleaning the halls today. I trusted Carolyn to clean everything up to par with how maids were supposed to keep the house. As the day started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. Day 2, done. Day 3, Monday morning. The morning started with a surprise visit from the man who drove me here. He apparently was an instructor for the maids, and he came for an evaluation on Carolyn. He was very impressed on how clean the mansion was. He almost ran his finger on every wooden marble surface, checking the dust, and found absolutely nothing. I looked at Carolyn, who smiled at me before nodding and watching the man finish his evaluation. For now, she was passing with flying colors. Apparently, he also knew about the quarrel between Angela and myself. He wished me luck, but reminded me not to overwork Carolyn. I had to remember that. As he left, Carolyn looked at me for her day assignment. First, I'm going to have her train, and then I'm going to have her rest for the day. I decided to have her train first. Carolyn nodded and headed to her room to train. Maybe she had some training equipment there. I decided to take a dip in the pool myself. I needed to work out too. As I passed by the door that led to her room, I could hear Carolyn punching at some sort of bag or mattress. Probably slamming punches for strength and endurance. Nice! Day 3, Monday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. I ate it happily, of course, but I knew I had to dictate what she had to do for the rest of the day. Carolyn, you need some rest. I decided to have a rest. Carolyn nodded and excused herself to her room. Carolyn definitely deserved a break. As the day started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. Sliding by day 3 into day 4. Day 4, Tuesday morning. I woke up the next day and stressed, yawning. I looked at the time, 9:30 a.m. I woke up early. As a knock appeared at my door, I looked at my door and said enter, knowing it was Carolyn. Carolyn entered the room with a tray covered in delicious breakfast food, and I, of course, ate every last bite with happiness. However, as I finished, Carolyn looked at me and surprised me.
Master, may I ask you something?
Oh boy, here we go again.
Sure. What's up?
Do you you like me serving you?
Huh? What kind of question was that? Of course I loved her serving me. Not that she was like a servant or whatever, but she kept the house clean and was fighting to stay with me. She became important to me. Of course I like you serving me. Carolyn nodded to me, understanding my answer. She was a sweet girl, and I hoped I could have her at my side whenever I needed her. Carolyn bowed to me and asked me to instruct her for the day. What should Carolyn do for the first half of the day? We shall continue the cycle with her having some cleaning done. I decided to have her clean first. Carolyn nodded and took up a bucket of cleaning supplies, cleaning the bathrooms today. I trusted Carolyn to clean everything up to par with how maids were supposed to keep the house. Day 4, Tuesday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. How she managed to balance everything was a little fuzzy, but I trusted her to do her best. What should Carolyn do for the second half of the day? I'll have her train. I decided to have her train. Carolyn nodded and excused herself, leaving the room. I could hear her grunts and quiet pants and could not help but sneak a glance out of my room. She was running laps, using the staircase railings as her track inside the stairs. She looked like a ninja. As the day started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. Let's go, day 5! Day 5, Wednesday morning. I woke up to hear Carolyn knocking at my door. Despite me not doing anything while I lived here, other than play video games, I got to sleep a lot. Carolyn brought me my breakfast and awaited my instructions. Alright, Carolyn, today I instruct you to rest. I decided to have a rest. Carolyn nodded and excused herself to her room. Carolyn definitely deserved a break. Day 5, Wednesday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. I ate it happily, of course, but I knew I had to dictate what she had to do for the rest of the day. I'm gonna have her clean. I decided to have her clean first. Carolyn nodded and took up a broom, cleaning the bedroom we were in. I played video games on my bed while she vacuumed and dusted, and I switched to the floor when she needed to change my sheets. I trusted Carolyn to keep everything up to par with how maids were supposed to keep the house. As the day started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. 2 more days. Day 6, Thursday morning. I woke up the next day and stretched, yawning. I looked at the time. 10:25 a.m. As a knock appeared at my door, I looked at my door and said enter, knowing it was Carolyn with food. Carolyn entered the door with a tray covered in delicious breakfast food, and I, of course, ate every last bite with happiness. However, as I finished, Carolyn bowed to me and asked me to instruct her for the day. What should Carolyn do for the first half of the day? I'm gonna have her train. I decided to have her train. Carolyn nodded and excused herself, leaving the room. Out of curiosity, I decided to find Carolyn and watch a bit on how she trained. She had been training hard, and I was curious. She was a soldier after all. Would she be doing laps? Would she be hitting a punching bag? Nope, she is doing sit-ups once again. She wasn't far. She was in the middle of the lobby, doing complete sit-ups on the floor. I could only stare as she continued to pull her body off the ground, up, before letting it go back down. She was doing this in a tight-fitted corset dress. How? Then I remembered that she was a trained soldier. This was probably in her training. I watched as she did 10, 20, 30. By 40, she was getting a staggered breath. 50 brought a soft sweat. I had to admire her dedication. She looked so determined to get stronger and better. I kind of felt tired in a strange way. I decided to leave her alone. I didn't want to break her concentration. Day 6, Thursday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. What should Carolyn do for the second half of the day? I'm gonna have a rest. I decided to have a rest. Carolyn nodded and excused herself to her room. I had to make sure she didn't overwork herself. As the day started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. Tomorrow was the last day for her before the fight. Oh boy, here we go. Hopefully things go well this time. The morning started with the final surprise visit from the man who drove me here. Inspection time. He was very impressed with how clean the match was. Oh, thank God! He almost ran his finger on every wooden marble surface, checking for dust, and found absolutely nothing. I looked at Carolyn, who smiled at me before nodding and watching the man finish his evaluation. As he finished, he gave Carolyn a thumbs up. Did she do her part well enough to pass? Carolyn started jumping happily. I assumed that she did her job right and almost started bouncing with her. She wouldn't get taken away for skipping duties. After his inspection, he stopped to look at Carolyn. I watched as he circled her, and she stood at attention like a soldier for her sergeant. He smiled and nodded, placing a hand to her shoulder. She relaxed and smiled up at him before he turned to leave. I looked at Carolyn, who was practically bouncing in joy. What was he impressed by? For now, she was happy, which was good. As he left, Carolyn looked at me for her day assignment. Geez, even on her final day, she was determined to win against Red. On this final day, I'm gonna have her train one more time. I'm gonna have her clean one more time in the morning and train one more time in the afternoon. Then the butt needs to be on! Clean. I decided to have her clean first. Carolyn nodded and took up a broom, cleaning the lobby first. Not wanting to get in the way, I rushed back to my room to eat my breakfast and play some video games. I trusted Carolyn to clean up everything up to par with how maids were supposed to keep the house. Day 7, Friday afternoon. As the afternoon started to approach, Carolyn reappeared at my door with lunch. I ate it happily, of course, but I knew I had to dictate what she had to do for the rest of the day. Alright, for the rest of this final day, Carolyn, you are going to train. I decided to have her train first. Carolyn nodded and left my room. After a while, I could hear Carolyn running up and down the stairs in the lobby and pause to do some push-ups or sit-ups to break the rhythm. As the day started to end, Carolyn fixed me dinner before excusing herself for the night. I yawned and went to bed myself. Tomorrow was the moment of truth. Here we go. The next morning was full of a silence that sent chills down my spine. Today was the day Red and Carolyn would fight to see who was the better maid. I was confident in Carolyn. She had to win. She was so determined to win already. There was no way Red could match her. Alright, Carolyn, you can do this. You can do this. As Carolyn entered my room with breakfast, she presented me with a letter with a red wax seal. I opened it and read aloud the contents of the letter.
Today's battle will take place in the designated area determined by the Code of Maids. Please arrive promptly by noon, or face losing your maid and title as per your disqualification.
What? Designated area? There was a designated area? I looked at Carolyn, who closed her eyes and took a breath. I had to assume she knew where this place was, so I didn't ask. I dressed and ate quickly, not wanting to make us late, and off we went. Oh boy, here we go. The guy who had brought me here drove us towards our destination that I didn't know of. I sat beside Carolyn, and she stared ahead at the partition. I looked at her and wanted to speak, but I could tell that she was focused on thinking about the match. She must have been nervous, as her hands gripped the hem of her dress like vices. Why the heck would I leave her alone? I need to make her feel less nervous about it. Place her hand over one of hers. I didn't want to break her thoughts, but I gently placed my hand over hers and gave it a small squeeze. She didn't break her gaze from the partition, but she released her dress and gently held my hand and squeezed back. I smiled. She knew that I believed in her, and my hand and squeeze was my silent root for her. I took her silent reply as acknowledgement of such. We drove for a good half an hour before reaching a building that looked like a small arena.
What the? An arena?
It's a Maid Battle Royale! It has to be an arena! As we stepped inside, we were greeted by a perfect circle of people and maids either cheering or booing at our arrival. I looked around and noted at least 30 nobles with each having one or two, or even two maids apiece. I suddenly felt incredibly small. I turned my gaze across the small arena, seeing Angela stare at me from an elegant chair with Red beside her with her usual evil smirk. I glared as Carolyn and I walked forward towards the ring designating the fighting area. Angela stood and followed. Fred a step behind her. When we reached the ring, Fred and Carolyn continued forward into the fighting area as Angela and I stopped.
Well, middle-class rat, I didn't expect you to show up on time. Usually, vermin scurry around and forget about important things like this.
Excuse me? You trying to call me a vermin? You trying to taunt me?
Not on your life. I may be from a working class, but I at least worked hard at what I did.
Red, make this quick. This fight will be finished within a minute. Do you understand?
Absolutely, ma'am.
Red cracked her neck and grinned evilly at Carolyn.
So I finally get to show you who the real best maid is. I've been so impatient. I almost snuck out of my master's home to fight you out of pure anxiousness.
Whatever scare tactic you're using won't work, Red. I'm not afraid of you.
Yep. Be confident, Carolyn.
You should be. You really should be. After all, I don't intend to let you win. Your ass is mine.
Come and try to get it.
Angela stepped back and crossed her arms, and I stepped away from the ring, focusing on Carolyn's back. She had to win. She had to win! The speakers surrounding the arena awoke with the sound of footsteps clicking through the air. 1 blip, 2 blip, go! At the third, Carolyn and Red charged at each other. Red unsheathed the knife, and Carolyn handed her unarmed. With a swipe, Carolyn tried to slash Carolyn, but her dagger didn't make it stop touching the target as Carolyn stepped back and started to move defensively. Carolyn kept circling and stepping away from Red, trying to maintain distance from the blade that could end her career and her life. I stared and leaned in with anticipation. Carolyn had trained really hard for this. She had to beat Red somehow. As Carolyn began to come close to the arena ring line, she tried to twirl all around Red, but she was blocked and dodged an incoming thrust of Red's knife.
Hold still!
Finally, Red closed her distance, trying to land her target perfectly. I tensed up. This couldn't be! With perfect grace, Carolyn was able to dodge Red's knife and disarm her as soon as they were close enough to almost collide.
What?
As Red stared in shock, Carolyn began to slam punches and kicks at her opponent. I watched in awe as Carolyn took to a strong offensive. This was almost the complete opposite of how she fought a week ago. Instead of having a strong defensive, she was the one landing the blows at Red, who could only try to dodge or block with her hands. Red crouched down and swept the foot around to try and trip Carolyn, but Carolyn flipped back masterfully and slid back in towards Red to continue her barrage of hits. Every hit Red threw at her enemy, Carolyn was able to maneuver around and defend against it before attacking back and landing her hits perfectly.
Red! What are you doing?
Ah!
What is Red doing? He's getting her butt hit beaten. With a loud cry, Carolyn slammed her foot into Red's stomach and sent her flying out of the ring, causing the speakers to hear a loud blip and some of the crowd to cheer wildly while the others grumbled in defeat for betting against Carolyn. The speaker sounded, declaring Carolyn the winner in a robotic yet strangely excited tone. Woo! Wait, what? Do what? Red curled into a ball, holding her stomach as Angela ran to her, crouching down like a mother to her child. Carolyn, however, turned back and ran to me with a happy grin.
I did it! I did it!
Congratulations, Carolyn. Instantly, she leapt into my arms, hugging me tightly. I caught her and spun her around happily. She did it!
You did it!
We held onto each other for a bit before I let her go, lowering her to the ground gently. We both smiled widely at each other in pride.
Red, are you okay?
Yeah, ma'am.
Well, on the bright side, it definitely seems like Angela's concerned over her maid. Carolyn and I looked over to see Red gripping her stomach tightly with Angela purely concerned hovering over her maid. Ray was coughing, and I could tell that her ribber tooth was broken from Carolyn's kick. Ouch! As much as I wanted to feel bad, she kind of deserved it. Yeah, she really deserved it. Carolyn and I walked towards our exponent, causing Angela to look up at me. She didn't glare, however. She had a look of mixed with concern for her maid and defeated the situation.
I guess you do belong with us. You trained your maid well.
I didn't train her. She trained all on her own. She wanted to fight to stay with me.
Red looked up weakly at Carolyn, growling. However, her face couldn't lie. She was defeated, and she knew it.
I guess I underestimated you. That's one hard-ass kick.
I know, right?
Fine. However, now you know who's the true top maid, right?
I expected Red to spit at her or get it for round 2. However, Red simply smirked.
Whatever. I'll change that someday. I swear on it.
I stared, mildly surprised at the situation. I thought Red was evil. I thought she wanted to humiliate Carolyn. Carolyn smirked before crouching down and pulling her hand to Red, took it weakly and shook it.
For now, you can be top maid. Keep the title warm for me for when I come back and take it.
I'll wait until you try.
I looked at Carolyn and smiled. She really was kind, even to her opponents. Still, she worked hard to stay with me, and I was happy that she could. Carolyn was with me to stay. When we went home, I couldn't help but let a relieved sigh. Carolyn got to stay with me, and I got to keep my title. As much as I didn't do a lot, I still felt accomplished. As a representative for Carolyn, I was proud of her. She celebrated by making a large cake for dessert, and oh boy, was it amazing! I was stuffed and went to bed a very happy and full person that night. One thing was for certain, though, she was the best maid that ever lived. Good end. Successful. I wonder if well, it's a good end, so well, all's well ends well. Overall, this was actually kind of a fun game to play. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like. And, well, even though this Let's Play is over, I've still got my Let's Play of Flowers, the volume for Printemps. So, see ya in the next video. Yep, see ya.